Is it working? Do you see me? There it is. It's a little bit behind. Can you guys hear me? Anybody? Hey, CGTV, CGV tube. What's up, Carter? Let's see if we get some more people here. Hey Tyler, how's it going? This is interesting. We'll see how this goes. I really struggled to get this thing put together. I had no idea what the heck I was doing. Well, there's my son is there. Real Canadian Fishing, checking in from Canada. What's up, man? Elston Perez, how's it going? My daughter's saying good luck, because I'm probably going to screw this up. Catching any catfish today, Elston? We got nothing but frozen water out here. Yeah, I've seen Tyler on there. My wife's talking to me. You can be out on the ice tomorrow, huh? Real Canadian Fishing. Yeah, I'm going to go out tomorrow, too. I don't know exactly where I'm going to go. But I'm going to see if I can find some fish somewhere. Elite Bass Stick. He's always checking out my videos. That's funny. My kids are on here asking me silly stuff. Skunked yesterday, huh? That's no good. Is it tough? Is it tougher to catch some catfish in the wintertime? So my wife is watching in the background, so you can hear her phone on this. Lane tells me to get to work. Come on, Lane. I just got off work, man. Hey, there's Hunter. He's my nephew. All right, guys. What do you want to talk about? Muskie. Yeah. I've only actually caught 5 muskie in my life. I've only caught 1 in Iowa. I caught 2 in Minnesota and 2 in Wisconsin. And then I did catch 1 last June in Iowa here at Lake Okoboji, which is a really good place to catch muskies. Burbot. Real Canadian Fishing, most of us don't have any burbot. I've caught 1 burbot at the Lake of the Woods one time. Hunter wants to check out some pike. Yeah, we got to get out and do some pike. Everyone's catching pike on tip-ups through the ice with hot dogs as bait, which is really weird. I've never done that this year ever before, but everyone's doing it this year. So I don't know. It must work. I see it all over Facebook. People are catching big pike on Oscar Mayer hot dogs and stuff. What's the fish finder behind me? So my daughter is setting me up for failure here. I made this fish finder. I gotta show you guys this. All right, so for ice fishing, I had this Vexilar, and everybody that ice fishes knows what a Vexilar is. So I just got this year. My good buddy Dan, who might show up, I don't know if he'll be here or not, but he helped me find that thing. I got a really good deal on it. But I had this Lawrence depth finder that I actually won this in a raffle at a muskie tournament, Western PA Anglers, which I didn't place in because I didn't catch fish. But I won this in a raffle, and so I'd seen that you can take these and use them for ice fishing. It does work, and but I don't have the ice transducer, and so the first time I took it out, I couldn't really get it to work right. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure how if I need that other deucer or not. But I actually just took this and I mounted it to the lid here. And then inside I got a Vexilar battery. I don't know how good you can see this. I got a Vexilar battery, and then I got the transducer, and I tried to rig up the transducer so it would hang down straight in the hole. And yeah, I mean, it hangs down there just fine, but I don't know, it doesn't pick up the I don't know, it doesn't work right. So I gotta mess with it and do a little bit of reading or something. But see, I got this Vexilar, and then I took my my wife out fishing, and then I never get to use my Vexilar because she wants to use it. So how do you use the transducer then, Real Canadian Fishing? Do you just do it normal? Just put it down the hole normal? Okay, well that's easy. I'll try that. I'll put the skimmer horizontal, and I'll try that. Fishing POVs here. Hey guy, hey man, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Hot dogs don't work over by you? Yeah, get a Deeper Pro Plus. What's my favorite video? My favorite video of mine? It's probably my muskie video. That was pretty wild. I hooked that muskie in the figure 8, which I'd never done before, so that was a lot of fun. The biggest fish I've ever caught, when I was in 5th grade, I caught a, what do they call them? Shovel nose? No, that's not what it is. What the heck are they called? A paddlefish. I caught a paddlefish on the Missouri River when I was in 5th grade with my dad. And it was, I don't know how big it was. It was longer than I was at the time, so I'm not sure. The biggest fish I've caught lately, I caught a 43.5-inch muskie last year. And then in October, the year before that, I caught a 44-inch muskie. So those are the biggest ones recently. I did catch my biggest bass ever this year, 6.5 pounds. So that was pretty impressive.
Tell Lane I will take you to task.
So Lane Smith, my wife is gonna have to beat you up, she says. Since you're always telling me. I'm not mean. I am not mean. Yeah, that 6.5 pounder was that's the biggest bass I've ever seen in Iowa. Well, the biggest one I've caught anyways. I know state record's like 10 pounds or something, a little over 10. So that's a pretty big fish here. Real Canadian Fishing, I am going to take that thing out tomorrow and put the skimmer the way you're saying it, and then I'm gonna try that out. If you don't have any ice to fish on, then you should go fish for bass, Kenny. Of course. What's POV? What do you mean? Fishing POV. Point of view, man. LT, what is your PB? You're down in Texas. Yeah, I know. Fishing 804. I need to get somewhere that's bigger. Hey, if you guys haven't checked out Gone Fishing 804, you have to check out his channel. He's always giving away awesome topwater lures and stuff. He's fishing like Southern California, so. You guys are crazy. Oh, LT, you caught a 7.7. That is a huge bass. I assume down in Texas. They get huge down there. You're going to break that this year? Yeah, that would be amazing. I'll see. I don't know if I'll ever catch one that big. I like Chad Stinson here. He says my PB isn't really size. It's catching like 25 bass in one day. Oh yeah, that's a good time. Me and Mr. Stinson there, we've been fishing a few times together. We're both in the National Guard together. He retired recently though. He's a quitter. Yeah, LT, I might have to come down there, man. I need to come to Texas. It'd be awesome to come to Texas and go bass fishing. So, what do you guys prefer? You guys prefer bass fishing or ice fishing? I don't know if it would work. I don't know if this question will work. I'm trying to keep up. It's hard.
Madison's quote unquote famous.
Hey, thanks for stopping by, Fishing POV. Oh, my kids are making fun of me on here. Yeah, I know PGH, he catches some giant fish on his channel. He always catches carp and cats. Big stuff. My son Gunner says ice fishing's better. Gone Fishing 804, he doesn't have any ice, so he's of course going to say bass. Kenny, I would like to come down to Missouri. It's not that far away, and it's pretty cheap to get an out-of-state license there. Yeah, I prefer the open water fishing myself. Ice fishing is okay. I'm going to go fishing on Chad Stinson's boat this year. We got to make that happen. Tyler Jenks, do I have a favorite fish? My favorite fish to catch is bass. Now, I've caught some muskie, and they're super exciting, but, you know, it took me 5 years to catch 5 muskies, so it's a little bit harder to do. Hey, that 36-pound, 3-ounce flathead, was that Catfish Bill that caught that one? Yeah, I'm ready for summer too, LT. Lane, I don't work night shift. Yeah, Catfish Bill, you and him catch some big fish over there. Now, you guys fish around DC or just around Pittsburgh area? Are you ice fishing up there, Chad? Brecken Cody. Hey, I gotta give a shout out here to Brecken. I met Brecken one day when I was out fishing, and he saw that I had my GoPro camera on. He came up to me and asked me if I was a YouTuber, and we got to talking a little bit. It turns out one of his buddies had won a fishing reel in one of my giveaways, so he had kind of known about me, and so that was pretty cool. That's probably the first time that I met somebody at the lake that kind of knew who I was, that wasn't a family member or a friend of mine. Brecken, I fish for mainly bass in the summertime or open water. I do like to fish for muskie when I get the chance, but I have a couple of muskie rods and a few muskie reels and a bunch of muskie baits, but I don't have a boat, so it's kind of hard to get out and fish muskie without a boat very easily in our area. So I do like to fish muskies, but mostly bass. And then in of course, ice fishing, I'll fish for whatever bites, really. $73-pound catfish caught in East Texas last Tuesday? That's insane. Lane rarely sees me at work. Come on, Lane. You gotta quit busting me up here, man. Me and Lane work together. He's really putting the coals to me here. Well, that's good up there, Chad. I'm glad you're ice fishing up there. I've never ice fished in Wisconsin. I've fished open water there, but never on the ice. There's tons of lakes up there. Hey, no problem, Brecken. You're always the first guy to comment on my videos. Not first, but you're always there. Must have piece of gear besides a fishing pole. That's what Kenneth Butler says. Well, I mean, you gotta have bait, but reels, fishing reels, you gotta have that. And I love, like most fishermen, I'm like addicted to fishing reels. So I always I'm always looking for a reason to buy one. I don't always need them, but I'm always out there looking for them, and I always want to try new, different stuff. I have some brands that I really like, but I like to try all kinds of different stuff. I can't say that there's a brand that is the only brand I use or my favorite brand. I like to try a bunch of different stuff. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Gone Fishing 804. Oh, so you got somebody up there, Chad, with the shack. That's nice. That makes it a lot better. It's tough to be out there. Oh yeah, portable tackle box. So without a boat, obviously, I'm fishing on the shore most of the time, and so you got to have a good way to get it, get your tackle around. Now I have this one right here, and I really don't like it all that much. It's because it's really become too full, and I don't have enough storage in it. So I've been looking at these backpacks, and I've been thinking about getting one of these backpacks for when I'm out walking around. I have this too. This is really awesome. So this is basically like a suitcase for soft plastic baits. And this is really full. I mean, you can tell this has got a lot of stuff in it. And I'll just open this up quick. I bought this this Berkley, obviously. We have an outlet store up here, so I buy stuff there whenever I can. I mean, this thing, I don't know. I've got so much stuff in here. So much stuff in here. And, I mean, I've got every kind of soft plastic you can think of. So, well, for the most part. I actually, my wife and I were just talking, because as you guys can see, if you watch any of my videos, that my wife and my family go fishing with me a lot. But my wife's like, you got to get me one of those, because she wants to, when we're on the kayaks, because we've got these kayaks this year, which we love, by the way, that way that she's able to have her own, and we're not, trading little bags around. That way she can get the stuff that she likes to, like, hide stuff from me and keep it for herself. The Cast King bag, I haven't looked at that yet, LT. I seen it on, I seen a thumbnail of it on someone's video, but I didn't watch it. It looked really big. I'll have to check it out. I haven't seen it yet. $1,000 bag. Well, the bag isn't worth $1,000, but all the crap inside probably adds up to $1,000. Hey, working class. Thanks for stopping by. Let's see. What is Chad Stinson saying here? He bought a Plano soft-sided tackle box last year, and he really likes it. It has a nice big shoulder strap. Looks like a big lunchbox. Yeah, I actually had a shoulder strap on that yellow bag that I just showed you guys, and I kept filling it up and actually broke it. Brecken, are you asking if I have any favorite brand rods, or what is my favorite brand of rods? I don't have any from the brand favorite. I've seen them, but I've never used them. My favorite rods, I don't know. I do like Abu Garcia rods. I do get a lot of those. I also like Lew's rods, and I have a couple of, what are they called? Fenwicks? I got one right here. Fenwick, yeah. Berkley makes a rod too, and I'll show you this one. This is one of my favorite rods. I have a baitcaster version, and I also have like a spinning reel version, or a spinning rod. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but it's called a Berkley Emotion. rod, and it has micro guides on it. Both the spinning rod and the baitcaster do, and I just absolutely love this rod. It's so comfortable. This one is a little bit shorter, but they make all different sizes, obviously. This one actually works pretty good in my kayak because it's not very long. It's 6'7" and I like to use this for just whatever. You can see I have a big swim bait on here. That's normally not what I would normally wouldn't fish this swim bait on this short of a rod, but when you're on the kayak, it kind of helps having a short rod.
What's your favorite thing to eat, babe?
Okay, so Chris Kinney, what's my favorite thing to eat when I'm out fishing? Well, I got to tell you, I really like tuna packets. They're good for you. They're easy to carry around, and you smell like fish anyways. So I do eat a lot of those, but I do like, whatever, sandwiches. If I'm going to be gone fishing all day, I try to have some beef jerky with me. And, of course, always some water. And then you got to have some Gatorade or something like that. Okay, so Chad Stinson says, if you get hungry fishing, just catch a small bass and take a bite out. That's great, but you better make sure what the minimum length is on bass where you're fishing. Have you ever fished with the Berkley amp rods? I did. I have a Berkley amp rod, and I did have a bit of an issue with it, where I had an issue with the grip actually like slid on it. It was an awesome rod though until I had that problem. Now I think I could fix it with some super glue, but I haven't messed with it yet. As far as the action and the comfort, I mean, it was really nice. Madison Lindahl, once I spilled Cheez-Its on the ice, but ate them anyways. That was not that long ago. That was last week. What's my favorite lake? I don't know. I like a lot of the places I fish are small gravel pits. But if I had a boat, I guess there's a lake down by Fort Dodge, Iowa called Brushy Creek. And that's a pretty awesome lake. I'd like to fish there more often. And I fished there, I don't know, probably half a dozen times from the shore, and it's always really neat. It's got a bunch of timber in it, like it's a flooded reservoir, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I seen that, Brecken, on your Instagram that you bought one of those. That's a good rod, man. You just if it gives you any issues with the grip moving around in the rod seat, then make sure you take it back up there and have them fix it or replace it, because that's what I had issue with. St. Croix Bass Mojo. I think I used that one, didn't I, Chad? Didn't you have that with your 13 on it? Why do I like to fish? I don't know. I've always fished since I was a little kid. I remember my dad taking me fishing one day, and I caught not a bass. I caught a big old goldfish carp on a piece of corn. That's the first fish I remember catching, and I've just been hooked ever since. And then my dad did some tournament fishing and stuff when I was a kid, and so all I wanted to do was bass fish my whole life. So. St. Croix, what do I think of St. Croix? I don't know. I haven't really used much St. Croix stuff. It's kind of a little high end for me. Yeah, Elston, that carp, man. That was pretty cool. That hooked me. The carp hooked me on fishing.
Lily's bedroom.
Hi, Tanner. Tanner goes to school with my daughter. Tell us something funny. Lane Smith is a goofball. So, Lane, do you use St. Croix rods? Stormarashi crankbaits, yes, I have used them, and I do like them. I actually found a whole bunch of them at Shields. Where was it? It was either in Sioux Falls or maybe it was actually at Bass Pro Shops. I can't remember, but I got a bunch of them for cheap, like $3. They were on sale, and I do like them. I love square bill crankbaits. I actually have a video where I talk about my 5 favorite baits. It's actually a pretty old video of mine from about a year ago, and that's my top bait is a square bill crankbait. So Lane, do you use St. Croix ice rods as well? Oh yeah, what was that brand? That was an Omen rod, wasn't it, Chad? I remember that now. That was a nice rod too. I had several Berkley Cherrywood rods, Lane. I actually have broken 2 of them. One of them my son broke. There's a funny story. Gunner wants to hear a funny story, my kid. He was walking next to the lake one day, and we were at Paulina, and he tripped, and his knee landed on his Cherrywood spinning rod and broke it in half. Yeah, I like the KVD baits. All the Strike King baits, I like them a lot. I don't have any sponsors, Madison. You know that. I do these bait crates, but they don't sponsor me. They give me a discount code to give to my viewers. They're pretty cool. I like them. But they don't sponsor me. No sponsors. Oh yeah, the Blackout was the name of that rod. But that number 8 tackle, they make a rod called the Omen as well. Madison, actually you left that rod at Paulina. Something I did dumb in my life. Lane Smith, go to my channel and look at my very first video. That's something that I did dumb in my life. I had like a 5-pound bass on, and I broke it off because I reeled up too much line. I was kind of in the middle of flipping it onto the shore and grabbing it, and I reeled up too much line, and the fish jumped out of the water and busted the line. That was my very first ever YouTube video. My wife was goofing around recording me with her phone, and we decided to put it on YouTube. It was pretty horrible. Have I ever fallen in the water? Gosh, I've come awful close. When I was musky fishing, several times I came awful close to falling in the water, but I don't think I ever have. Maybe when I was a kid. I don't remember. Thanks, Kenny. Kenny says I'm a natural. This is weird. If you haven't done this, you're reading stuff and talking to yourself, which is kind of strange. What about you, Gunner? Gunner falls in the water all the time. So Gunner is my son. One time he was 3 years old and he was casting his rod. And because my kids have been basically bass fishing since they're old enough to walk. They never wanted to use a bobber or a worm or anything like that. They always wanted to do what I was doing. So they're always casting and reeling. And my son Gunner, he took a step to cast and just stepped right off the dock and sank into the water. Luckily, he never let go of his rod. So that was good. I thought he was gonna... I was really scared, to be honest. Have I ever gotten any hooks in my finger? You know, I'm pretty good. I haven't done that. Now, I was fishing with my buddy Elliot in Minnesota. We were musky fishing, and he caught a little pike on a great big old musky crankbait, and he grabbed this little pike to take it off the hook. Literally, it was like a 15-inch pike, just like a little hammer handle. And it started flopping around, and the hook went into his finger, and yeah, it's pretty brutal. It was pretty nasty. I had to do a little on-the-boat surgery to take care of him. Which, if you've never pulled a hook out, there's a special way to do it. It works actually really good. It's a big old treble hook, and we had it kind of pushed down. He had it pushed down on one end of it, and then I wrapped some braided line around it and just yanked on it really hard. It was pretty disgusting, but... it did the trick. Oh, Madison's telling us about her broken finger.